Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about a challenge I'm going to be starting this month. It is a mashup of an already created challenge. So I do want to give a big shout out to the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, HRCYED, created by Qwordy. I somehow had never heard of this challenge until this year, and I think this is the third year it's been done. I don't know how I hadn't heard of it because it is a very, very well thought out, fully immersive challenge. And I really think it's cool, and I think one year I will do like the actual full version of it. But I did take a look at version 3, which is this year's, and I was like, there's just no world where I can finish it. And the thing is, the challenge isn't even really meant to be finished fully. It's just meant to like push you out of your reading zone and read more different types of books and stuff. But there were just so many of the categories for version 3 that I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do. And my mom was going to do it with me, and neither of us really like doing something that's like not able to be finished, if that makes sense. So we made a version with all 3 of them are kind of mashed up together. We took different prompts from each one. I think there's like a couple prompts we made on our own, and then there's some that we edited to make either easier or just fit more with what we thought we could do. So I'm going to go over, I made a bingo board, and my mom made like a sheets document where you can fill out a book and it will add up the numbers. But here's my bingo board. It is alien themed because I really like the aesthetic of aliens. I actually don't know if I've talked about it on here. There's just something about it, and I can't explain it to you, and I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but the aesthetic of aliens, like, I just like them. Are there aliens on this? Or did I pick the ghost one? No, I think there's aliens on that. So, now I'm not lying. There's aliens on my phone too. So I'm just going to go through each box. So there's 25 prompts. It's a year-long challenge, and HRCYED starts in July. So I am going to start this one in July. So then maybe by the time 4.0 comes out, I can actually participate in Qwordy's actual one, because the way she sets it up, she has so many things figured out. She does an amazing amount of work, and I also like that there's like certain challenges you can use to like make certain prompts easier. I really like that. And so I do want to do the actual HRCYED one year, just this is not going to be the year. So all of the prompts go to her, none go to me. I didn't come up with this. A lot of these are her prompts. Anyway, okay, so I'm coming to you guys like a week after this has been filmed. I edited this whole video and I just was like not satisfied, and I was like, I should have done some more specific talking about what I will be doing for each category. Now, I'm not going to be going through every single category, but I did want to give just like some insight of what I'm thinking I'm going to personally be doing, instead of just like listing each prompt and not really going more in depth. So I will be popping in for some. Now, I'm not fully planned for all of them yet. Also, what I did is I went through all my books on my TBR on Goodreads, and I think I chose every single book from that TBR, which I do feel good about, because I don't want to just be picking up a bunch of random books. Now, I do want to reach out, but I also there are some books that I've really wanted to read that I just haven't read yet. So that is what we're going to be doing. So the first one is road trip. Now, this is a prompt from the actual HRCYED, but the way I changed it is the prompt for HRCYED is you can't do the big cities. It is supposed to be small towns. Now, for ours, I wanted it to be where it's like an actual road trip, like one that actually makes sense. So like say you're doing the East Coast, I want it to be like each state or each city would be the right order, if that makes sense. And there's going to be, is it 5? Yeah, 5. Okay, then this one is fun, and this is a prompt from HRCYED. It is subgenre reads. So you pick any main genre, and then you have to read 6 different subgenres within it. So say you picked horror, you could be like paranormal or gothic or real life, things like that. I think that's super fun and exciting. So this is the first one I have some ideas for, kind of. Now, this might come as a shock because I have been very against a lot of the horror books I've read, but recently, within this month, I've read 2 horror books I really liked, Annihilation and The Grip of It, and it kind of reinvigorated me being like, okay, no, I do like horror, and obviously there's some horror I like. I always mention Andrew Joseph White, and I really liked Our Sister's Keeper, so I kind of want to like push myself to branch out into more. And so I think the genres I'm going to do is mythological, because that's very interesting to me. Paranormal, gothic, slasher, because I've never read like a slasher book I really liked, but I really do like slasher movies because it's horror but also goofy sometimes. I don't know, I really like them. And then psychological, because I like psychological horror. So I'm thinking those are the categories I'm going to do for my genre one. Now, I don't have any specific books because I haven't like looked into them, and I think I really need to look into for the horror ones, because I have had a lot of horror books I've not liked at all. So yeah, most of these are going to be HRCYED prompts, so I will just say if they aren't. I feel like me keeps saying this is, just it is, unless I say or I changed anything. Now, choose your curriculum. So we have 5 books based on classes you would take in school. And they don't have to be nonfiction, but they have to cover the actual subject. So like you could have a science book and you could read an Allie Hazelwood book, things like that. But they also could be nonfiction. They just don't have to be. And it has to be 5 subjects. The only one that like, and for sure I want to read is I'm going to do music. And I'm going to do a love song for Ricky Wilde because I've wanted to read that for a while. I actually had picked it up from the library and I ran out of time on it, I think. But I had read another book by this author. Is 7 Days in June by this author? Yeah, a love song for Ricky. So I have wanted to pick that up. Now I thought of some other books, and these are all books mostly from my TBR on Goodreads. So for history, I was thinking The Librarian of Auschwitz. I've had this book. Well, my mom has had this book for a while, and to be fair, it did get picked up because it has a beautiful cover, but I've wanted to read it, so I feel like that would be a good time to fill it in. And then for English, I was thinking I could read The Ghostwriter by Julia. It was a book of the month pick that I didn't pick, but I was interested in. Then for math, maybe Hidden Figures, because I really liked that movie a lot. And obviously, it has a lot to do with math if you haven't seen it or read it. And photography, I don't know if this one's stretching it, but I was thinking Strange Pictures, because this is a book I've been interested in for a really long time, and it like has a bunch of pictures in it. I think it fits. So then a free little library book. Pick a book from a free little library and read it. Now I think this is an adjustment of a prompt. I can't remember what the exact prompt is. While I'm editing it, if I can find it, I'll put it up. But we only have 2 because my mom has put so many books in free little libraries. I've gone to so many free little libraries because she used to be a classroom teacher and she's not anymore. And then any book she didn't give to like another teacher, we've put in a free little library. So we've gone to so many free little libraries, and I've only ever taken one single book out of a free little library. And it's like We Set the Dark on Fire. Is that the book? I think so. So that can count as one, but we'll need a second one. Then biomes. Find 5 covers or story locations featuring different biomes that exist in our world. And the 5 we're doing are aquatic, grassland, forest, desert, and tundra. There is a lot of debate on what the actual main biomes are, but those are the ones we're going to do. Don't sue us. Then the titular counting one, which is read books with titles with different amounts of words. So it's like, let's say Babel could be for 1. It's 1 through 10. I think 10 is going to be hard. When we were making, I was telling my mom, like, I think we should do less. She's like, no, I think it'll be fine. I think 10 is going to be really hard. We shall see, I guess. Then remix is just like there are stories that have been told time and time again, like alternate POVs or things like that, and just you have to read 2 stories. And that's not because it's like hard, it's just because that's not something we love. And I do want to like reach or branch out, but like I already know I don't love it, so I don't want to like push myself to read 5 of them or something. And then for the remix, I wasn't really sure what I was going to be doing. And then my mom was like, isn't this obvious for you? And I'm like, what do you mean? And I could do my Sister's Grimm books. I have 4 left in that series, I think. And I own 3. So I have to read 3 this year anyway. So I will be reading my Sister's Grimm books, which is good because I don't really love retellings. Like I didn't really love Heartless that much. It's not for me. And so I think the Sister's Grimm working is great for me. And then choose your own, which is just because there's a prompt in this year's HRCYED that is like not so mystery prompts, because they're the prompts that were mysteries and then they're all together. So we just have like a choose your own. We just have to pick 3. There's like one that was like either has to have a craft on the cover, you have to listen to it while doing a craft. A missed childhood read, which I'm really excited about. My goal for this one is I really want to read Anne of Green Gables. I don't know why, but lately it's been like calling to me. And I know it's one I could like easily either get from the library or find at like half price books or something. So I'm very excited for that. Then duplicate title, which the prompt of that just means there is a book, which I feel like most books, but like a book that has the same title as another book and you just have to read one of them. Motion book, so just there's motion on the cover. Last book you read, I think that's it. Then we made a prompt that's go to your local indie bookstore and read a book from a local author. We just have one for that. I'm really excited for that one though. Then we have the Heritage Months. So this month will be Disability Awareness, and we need to read that book within the month, which I kind of already do, or I try to do. I don't think that's going to be that hard. Then around the world, read a book set in or with an author from each continent. You can double up if they're in more than one continent in a book. And Antarctica isn't one you have to get, but you can get like a bonus point. Just because that one's going to be hard, I think you probably could find it. Actually, the Midnight Library, I think. Right? I don't know. I hated that book. So this one I have some ideas, but I'm also looking for other ideas. So if you guys have any, let me know. So for Europe, this is a book I just heard of, and it comes out next year. It's The Alchemist of Bohemia, which is a Czech story, I think. And it sounded really good. The vibe sounded good. I'm interested. Then for Asia, I've wanted to read Daughters of Shandong for a really long time. I mean, I don't think it's been out that long, but I wanted to read it for a while. And so I think that's a good one. And then for Africa, I was thinking Cursed Daughters because it's by the same author that wrote My Sister the Serial Killer, and I really liked the writing style of that book. And I have seen some mixed things on Cursed Daughters, but I do want to read it. For North America, I think will be pretty easy, so I want to make it a little bit harder. So I'm either thinking there was a couple books I'd seen when I was in Canada and I'd taken photos of them that I was interested in that were by Canadian authors, or Imps, which is coming out in 2027, which is by the same author that wrote Monstrio. I called it Monstrilio. Wait, I called it Monstrio. I think it might be Monstrilio because there's not two L's. I don't know why in my mind I made it two L's. And I don't have ideas for the rest, which is South America and Australia. So if anyone has good ideas, let me know. A birthday one. Now this is also a good one, but we changed it a little bit because we just took some things out. We only have the horoscope. We have the Western zodiac, the Chinese zodiac, and name, meaning, and month. Those are the ones we have. For the birthday one, I thought I had more ideas, but I actually don't. So I have March is my month, Aries, and I think I'm going to do We Set the Dark on Fire because I already am going to be reading that for my free little library pick. And Aries is a fire sign, so I feel like that's fair. I looked for books with rams on the cover, and then I looked that up, and they were all sheep. And then for my name meaning, it's kind of stupid because my name meaning is just like son of or daughter of. So I kind of feel like I could stretch that and do like any like family story I feel like I could do. So I could do like The Bright Years or a book I'm going to talk about later. So then Read a Rainbow. We're doing like the actual rainbow, like Roy G. Biv. And it's just the cover of the book. Now this one, I don't really think I'm going to have to like focus on the cover. I feel like this is one I'm going to just like be able to just fill it out once I'm done. Then By the 100s, read 6 book of page lengths from 1 to 500, and then the last one just has to be over 500. So if you read one that's like 800, that counts. I don't remember why we did that, but we did. Then pick books through the last 5 years, 2022 to 2026, just published from those years. That one I also think is going to be quite easy. See, this is just what it is as you can tell, I think we just like made it easier just because the first time we do it, I want to be able to do it, and we were looking at HRCYED 3.0. Now, if it was 2.0, I feel like maybe we could have done it, but 3.0, there were just multiple ones that we were like, I'm not finding any books that I would read in this category, like the periodic table one. It was just hard. Then recommended books, read 3 books recommended by someone you know or someone online. I think I'm going to try and challenge myself to mostly just do books by someone I know. Now, the first book I will read for this category is God of the Woods because my aunt really liked God of the Woods, and I know everyone online likes God of the Woods, but the reason I know about the God of the Woods is from my aunt, and so that will be a book I'm reading, and that's why I just kind of want to try books from people I know. Then choose 5 themes and read 1 book from each, or tropes. I was telling my mom people use tropes, which is like the actual term is themes. So choose 5 themes and read 1 book from each. Now this can just be like found family, can be pretty basic. Then read 5 books with a familial term in the title. This one I think might be hard because I think we're going to do, it has to be 5 different familial terms, but by that just means like mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, like things like that. For familial terms, this is the one I've researched the most because I was uncertain if I was going to be finding any. And the ones I pulled are The Children of Blood and Bone, which is a fantasy I wanted to read for a while. I'd made a list a long time ago, and it just never got picked up. Like other things got picked up for, and since it's like a fantasy series and I don't read a ton of, like I don't love fantasy, it just never got picked up. So this will be the time. Kin, which is a book I recently found, and then I read the synopsis and I was like, yeah, that sounds like for me. Firekeeper's Daughter is a book that I've had on my want to read for a really long time. And then I saw this book, The Three Mothers, How the Mothers of Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and James Baldwin Shaped a Nation. And that sounds so good. So I do think I will be putting that on that list. Now that's only 4, I still need 1 more. But I had been looking through lists and I couldn't find any more. And I'm like, okay, well if I have 4, then all I have to find is 1 more. Like I'm not that worried about it. Okay, I made a mistake. That's okay. I'm going back up for a second. One we came up with is Animal Crossing, which is read a book where a main character has 1 of each of the different personality types, which is sisterly, snooty, cranky, smug, jock, lazy, normal, peppy. I don't think this one's going to be that difficult. We shall see, but that is one we came up with. And then the other one in this row that I skipped is Animal Families, which is have 3 books with 3 different animals on the cover that are in different families, which is really just like 3 different animals on the cover. Okay, now the next row, the ones I skipped. So character's author, which this one is you build a chain of reads. So you read a book, and that main character's name has to be the author's name, and then you do it again. So then the next book, that character's name has to be the author's name. So you'll have 3 books. So you'll choose 1 book, and then that will choose the rest. Then BIPOC authors, which is read 10 books written by 10 different authors from backgrounds that differ from your own. I also am not worried about this one. I think based on how I read, I don't think this is going to be a big struggle for me really at all. But we'll see, you never know. And then seasonal reads, which is spring, summer, fall, winter, and find a book for each season and read it during that season. I think that will make it harder. I do need to read a summer book because I don't think any of the books I've read yet this month are summer books. Let me think. No, I don't think so. So I'm going to need to find a summer book. I did think of my seasonal read. It is going to be Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez because I want to collect all the Goodreads bookmarks, and one of the prompts is read a book with summer in the title, and I've been wanting to read it. I just haven't, and I've heard good things from people I know, and people, oh, that could work as one of my recommended reads actually. I didn't even think about that. I just don't think I have any books that are like specifically set in summer that I haven't read. So that's going to be my seasonal read. Now, another one we made is Pokemon types. Now, this one is going to be hard because, oh no, we didn't make this one. I will be calling it Pokemon types just because this is for me. It's a HRCYED prompt, but it's called something else. But there are a bunch of different types because there's bug, dark, dragon, ground, ice, electric, fairy, fighting, poison, psychic, fire, flying, ghost, steel, water, grass, normal, rock. And we're not going to do all of them. We are going to do the like main ones. If you play the game, the ones that they still use on the cards, which is electric, fighting, poison, psychic, fire, steel, water, grass, you have to get those. And I think this one's going to be easy to like stretch because it could be on the cover, part of the title, or overall vibes of the book. And then we personally, me and my mom, are just going to be trying to get the most to win, and also can get 2 bonus for reading 2 more. So that's for the board, and then to get more points in general competing against my mom, I'll just read the most I can. Then backlist author, so we have 2. Read 2 books from favorite authors that you haven't read yet. cannot be rereads. So like, for example, I think there's a couple Taylor Jenkins Reid books I haven't read. Let me pull those up. Like One True Loves I haven't read. After I Do, Forever Interrupted, Evidence of the Affair are all Taylor Jenkins Reid books I haven't read. Now, I did read Maybe in Another Life, which is one of her backlist books, and I didn't love it, which is kind of why I haven't picked up those books, but I do think it would fit perfectly for this prompt. That's like the one I was thinking of. Now, this is going to be the last time I'm popping in, obviously, because it's the last prompt, but I think my second one, I'm going to do Scythe, because I loved the Unwound series. That series is so good, and I read it at a time where I loved dystopian. Like, I was reading only dystopian, and that was my favorite one. And I think I'm just going to love Scythe. And I've had it for so long because I was just, like, worried, like, what if I hate it, even though I loved Unwound? And I will be reading it this year. So that will be my other backlist. So I will pick a Taylor Jenkins Reid, which she announced a new book. I'm so excited. I will be picking a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and I will read Scythe. So those will be my two backlist author ones. But yeah, I hope this made the video a little bit more interesting, because I just felt like I was just listing. Like, I could have just put the bingo board ended the video. So yeah. I don't really know if like any of my physical TBR fully fit in these categories, which does work out because I think I only have like 11 and I'm in the middle of a couple of them. So it's like I will hopefully be getting more books soon in like library books. So I will have to like be planning a little bit more for this challenge. Now, should I have probably done that before this video? Maybe, possibly, but I actually don't even know when this video is gonna be going up because it's already late. When I'm filming it, it's already late, and I have to edit it, and I don't want to put up like a shitty video, but I've just really been struggling lately. So yeah, but those are all the themes. Like I said, most of them are from actual HRCYED years, whether that be the first or the second or the third. And so I would really recommend checking out Qwordy, because the way they set this up shows a lot of love and a lot of time goes into it. And I want to give all the props to them, because a lot of these prompts are just theirs. Like, it's just a mashup. I think we literally came up with one, and the rest are just like made a little easier. So it's their challenge still. It's just a mashup of all of them. And then maybe by the time I finish this, next year I can do 4.0. Hopefully, we shall see. It really was this year, the periodic table one, that was really throwing me off. It's just most of them were fantasy books, and I just don't love fantasy books. And it was like 5 books, and the only book that I really wanted to read was The Goldfinch. And I was just like, I don't know. And there was another one too, I can't remember. That one was really throwing me off. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. I will probably give like updates on me doing this, maybe in my wrap-ups or in vlogs or anything like that. I don't know if I'm going to do like another full video. Maybe, we'll see. But that is what I am planning on doing. Do I need another challenge? Probably not. Now, do I need other? I'm not doing any others, but like, I've been reading a lot, and sometimes I do fear that pushing myself will make me fall into a slump. But we're doing it because it's fun, and it's something to do. Now, I'm sorry all my videos have been book videos. I really have been trying not to, but truth be told, the book videos are the easiest videos to edit, and with all of my medical stuff, it's hard for me to like sit down and edit. Like, literally I just lay and do nothing, so it's hard for me to like sit down and edit. And all the other videos I'm working on, I want or will take longer to edit and have more footage, and I want to have more, because it's not just like a sit down video. Whereas a sit down video, I'm not like adding a ton while editing, because it's pretty basic to start with, if that makes sense. Whereas with these other videos I'm trying to put up, they take a lot more, and I just haven't been able to edit them. Like, I have fully filmed videos, but we only have the book videos for right now, so I'm sorry about that. But I think that's gonna be about it. So if you guys liked this video, give a thumbs up. I will link Qwordy's channel down below and the 3.0 HRCYED website, so if you guys want to participate, you can go look at it and show her some love, because she sets this challenge up so well. And comment down below if you're doing it, because I would like to know. I just don't think I can do the full 3.0 version. and subscribe if you want to see more. But that's gonna be all, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye.